Good morning. I'm sorry I can't be there with you today. I'd like to share with you the service learning project I did with pre-service math teachers. Being a second-time member of the Engaged Faculty Institute, I started this project last year with a similar group, with pre-service math ed teachers, those enrolled in Math 2110, which is Concepts of Geometry for Teachers. This is the third math concept course that future middle and elementary school teachers are required to take. I asked my students to go into local public schools and teach math lessons. As a result of the project last year, this course became a service learning course. In this project, I incorporate the theme from the Mathematics Awareness Month group, which this year was Unraveling Complex Systems. In order to incorporate this, students were required to analyze patterns in order to make predictions. To complete this project, students were placed in public school classrooms with the assistance of the Board of Education in Charles County Public Schools. Students developed appropriate ideas for the grade level in which they were assigned. They created lesson plans to implement their ideas. They taught their lessons in the classroom and all the while reflected on their teaching experience. Last spring, after reflecting on the project I developed, I decided to implement some changes. I wanted to standardize the lesson plan format that the students used. I wanted to break up the project into smaller chunks and give them earlier deadlines to make it a little more manageable. I really wanted the students to be able to share with each other and participate with each other, and I wanted them to be able to share their final projects with each other at the end of the semester. I decided to create a more comprehensive and detailed outline for the project, including a standard form for the lesson plan, and many, many rubrics with which I could assess their success. I provided copies of this project outline for everyone today. I found that this document was a great resource. Both the students and I used it frequently throughout the semester. Please feel free to take a moment to look through the document. By giving the students smaller, more manageable pieces of the project to focus on at a time, and earlier deadlines, no students were unable to finish the project during the semester. These deadlines were further reinforced by the steady communications that the students kept up with each other about the project. One of the National Board standards is that teachers think systematically about their practice and learn from experience. This is something that I try to model and encourage my students to do. Last year, when I started this project, I found it was not enough for the students to just write a reflection after the culmination, because that reflection was really just written for me. I wanted them to communicate with each other. So, inspired by the keynote speaker at the pre-semester meeting this past August, I instituted a blog system with multiple topics and specific deadlines throughout the semester. These blogs really exceeded my wildest dreams. They became a sounding board for the students about their ideas, their frustrations, their anxieties, and their successes. My students maintained a great conversation all semester long. In previous semesters, I'd asked my students to share their portfolios at the end of the semester. It always went well, but it wasn't constructive. So this semester, I instituted a peer review day in which students were expected to bring in their projects to share with each other, but this was a week prior to their due date to me. This gave them an opportunity to share their successes as well as get ideas from each other, and it vastly improved each and every one of their assignments. This was the constructiveness I was hoping for. In closing, I'd like to share with you some excerpts from the blogs that my students posted all semester. I think you'll find that they tell the story much better than I ever could. Thank you.